прилечу в район зосередження різних кацапських штук.
Moscow said its oil lifeline was safe. Then the sky proved otherwise.
Охуеть!
One night in Belgorod, fire turned every street into a witness. On the evening of January 6th, Ukrainian drones entered the Belgorod region. They reached the city of Stary Oskol without warning. There, they triggered a visible blaze near fuel storage. The fire's glow spread across much of the skyline. The target was an oil depot serving local distribution routes. Flames rose high enough to be seen city-wide. Residents described a burning sight beyond the urban edge. Many shared clips showed intense light and thick smoke. Belgorod Region Governor Vladislav Gladkov acknowledged the incident publicly. He confirmed a drone strike hit an oil storage facility. He placed the location in the Stary Oskol district. His statement matched what locals reported overnight. Reports first appeared late on January 6th, near midnight. People in Stary Oskol noticed a bright fire outside town. They linked it to a nearby oil depot complex. Russian opposition channel Astra amplified these claims. Witnesses posted photos and short videos to social media channels. The footage showed a concentrated fire at the storage infrastructure. Some videos captured multiple burning points near the depot. Others showed emergency vehicles approaching from nearby roads. Later, Gladkov confirmed a drone attack caused the blaze. He said detonation led to several tanks igniting. He described active firefighting efforts at the scene. He also noted no early reports of injuries. According to his account, the fire involved several storage tanks. That detail suggested a strike affecting clustered fuel capacity. Fire crews worked to contain the spread between tanks. Officials initially avoided naming an exact operator. Local channels debated which depot had been struck. Some claimed it was the Tatneft-linked depot site. Others argued it was Oskolnefteproduk's storage infrastructure. Both names are tied to regional fuel supply networks. Oskolnefteprodukt is cited as a major regional supplier. It supports fuel and lubricant distribution across the Belgorod region. That role makes such facilities strategically valuable. Disruption can ripple through logistics and transport. The January 6th strike was not the only reported incident. In the Lipetsk region, a fire was reported at an industrial site. Reports linked it to a drone crash in the area. The incident reportedly occurred in the Usmansky district. That same night, air defenses were active elsewhere too. From January 5th to January 6th, drones were reported over the Voronezh region. Air defense units reportedly intercepted several unmanned aerial vehicles. Russian channels described continued alerts across multiple districts. One downed unmanned aerial vehicle reportedly fell onto railroad tracks. That crash created delays for several train routes. Rail officials reportedly managed traffic around the obstruction. The incident highlighted how debris can disrupt civilian transport. Further north, Vologda Oblast also reported drone activity. Regional statements claimed 6 Ukrainian drones were downed. Officials stated that there were no casualties in that incident. The claims fit a pattern of scattered overnight incursions. Belgorod Oblast borders several Ukrainian regions directly. It lies near Sumy, Kharkiv, and Luhansk oblasts. Because of geography, it is frequently targeted in strikes. Targets often include industrial and military support assets. Ukraine has repeatedly emphasized pressure on Russian fuel networks. Oil storage supports vehicles, generators, and transport chains. It also provides revenue to sustain broader military operations. That makes depots a recurring focus for Ukrainian drones. Stary Oskol's oil depot has been mentioned in past attacks. Earlier strikes were framed as part of a wider campaign. The stated goal was to reduce fuel-feeding Russian forces. The depot's repeated appearance suggests persistent targeting priorities. Belgorod is also used as a staging ground for attacks. Russian forces have launched operations from border areas. Logistics nodes there support artillery and missile supply routes. This makes the region doubly sensitive to disruption. As the depot burned, another report emerged from Ukraine's general staff. It described strikes against key military and energy facilities. The statement said fire was recorded inside an arsenal area. Officials added that the assessment of damage was ongoing. The claim focused on a major ammunition storage complex. It was described as the 100th arsenal of a directorate. The site reportedly supports multiple branches of Russian forces. Its function includes storage and preparation for shipment. According to the description, the arsenal handles artillery ammunition. It also handles tactical and operational missiles. It performs accounting, maintenance, and storage duties for supplies. Those roles make it central to sustained operations. Beyond the arsenal, additional targets were listed by Ukraine. They included another oil depot in the Lipetsk region. The depot was named Zhirkon Plus in reports. The location was tied to a nearby settlement area. The reported settlement was described as Strokova Kultura. The statement said fire damage was inflicted on that depot. The claim suggested another logistics node was affected. Verification remained limited beyond official statements and local footage. Ukraine also reported strikes on drone control points. Several locations were listed across different regions. One was near Pokrovsk in the eastern Donetsk region. Others were said to be in the Kursk and Belgorod regions. The locations named included Valyatovka into the Kursk region. Another was Graivoron in the Belgorod region. These points were described as unmanned aerial vehicle control sites. Such nodes can coordinate reconnaissance and attack drones. The Ukrainian statement also mentioned air defense equipment. It said an S-300V radar was struck near Novomykoli. That location was described within the occupied Donetsk territory. The claim implied degraded detection or tracking capability. Another listed strike involved concentrated Russian manpower near the border. The area was described near Sarosi in the Belgorod region. Ukraine said losses were being clarified after the attack. Such phrasing suggested an incomplete battle damage assessment. In parallel, Ukraine's use of United States-supplied systems was highlighted. Reports described intensified use of the high-mobility artillery rocket system. These weapons allow precision strikes at extended ranges. They are often used against clustered assets and routes. Another incident described a strike near Pokrovsk city. The target was said to be columns of Russian soldiers. It also included military equipment moving through the area. Reports claimed at least 10 soldiers were eliminated. Footage shared online showed a sudden strike on the convoy. Observers noted rapid impact and immediate confusion afterward. Survivors were seen attempting evacuation under pressure. The scene underscored vulnerability during movement near the front areas. The locations named included Valyatovka into the Kursk region. It was described south of Pokrovsk by about 7 kilometers. That distance placed it close to the line of contact. It also placed it within active drone observation ranges. Drones from a unit described as Scala were credited. They reportedly tracked the convoy and adjusted fire. Suchin adjustment improves the accuracy of guided rocket strikes. It reflects integrated reconnaissance and strike coordination. These episodes together illustrate a wider operational pattern. Ukraine is combining drones with precision fire systems. Drones locate, pressure, and distract defensive coverage. Precision rockets then exploit exposed movement and storage vulnerabilities. For Russia, the incidents create layered strain on defenses. Air defenses must watch multiple directions each night. Infrastructure operators must prepare for sudden facility fires. Transport networks can be disrupted by debris and closures. For border regions, the cost is constant uncertainty. Belgorod, Kursk, and nearby areas face repeated alerts. Nighttime brings more reports of interceptions and crashes. Each incident reshapes local perceptions of safety. The Stary Oskol depot fire carried symbolic weight locally. It was visible across wide parts of the city. People could not ignore it, even from faraway neighborhoods. That visibility amplified the psychological effect of the strike. It also carried practical implications for fuel distribution. Storage tanks represent buffer capacity for regional demand. Even limited damage can force rerouting and rationing decisions. Repairs require time, security, and stable access. In the information space, naming disputes reflected uncertainty. Competing claims named Tatneft or Oskolnefta product facilities. Such confusion is common after fast-moving strikes. Local observers often fill gaps before official clarity arrives. Still, the governor's confirmation anchored the core event. A drone hit an oil storage facility in district territory. Several tanks caught fire after a detonation. Firefighters worked through the night to contain damage. Across other regions, the pattern continued in parallel. Lipetsk saw reports of an industrial fire after a crash. Voronezh faced interceptions and rail disruption from falling debris. Vologda reported 6 drones downed without casualties. Together, these incidents suggest expanding operational reach. Drones are probing infrastructure, logistics, and control nodes. Russia must balance protecting cities with protecting supply lines. Ukraine seeks pressure points that complicate sustained operations. Near Pokrovsk, the focus remains on preventing a breakthrough. The city is a strategic transport hub in the Donetsk region. Russia has sought its capture over the past year. Ukraine uses precision strikes to blunt momentum and movement. Each strike also reinforces modern battlefield realities. Precision is increasingly tied to reconnaissance and timing. Logistics sites, not only trenches, become decisive targets. The contest is as much about supply as territory. By the end of January 6th, the picture was clearer. The Belgorod region had endured another visible infrastructure strike. Stary Oskol residents watched a depot burn into the night. Both sides signaled a conflict shaped by distance and precision. If you want more updates about Ukraine-Russia war, stay connected and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps keep coverage consistent, accurate, and focused on what truly matters.